What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So, Michigan State basketball gets a big-time Thanksgiving Day win, 74-58, in the Fort Myers tip-off against number 16th ranked North Carolina for their third top 25 win to start the young season here. Now, this was a game for Michigan State that just exemplifies everything that Tom Izzo loves as a program, has built this program on: defend, rebound, run, toughness throughout the game. There was times that, Michigan State was up, UNC would make a run, Michigan State just continuing to punch, swing back, and then, bounce back in front. And this was a game like, yeah, the scoreboard says a 16-point win at the end of the game. It kind of felt like that for a good amount of the game, even though UNC was right there for a lot of the game. I mean, Michigan State would make a run, UNC would make a run, Michigan State would punch back, as I said, and it was only a 5-point game at halftime. Michigan State wins the second half by 11, but this was a highly contested game throughout, but Michigan State just proved that they were the tougher team all night, and then absolutely just stifling on defense, on the boards as well. And in the end, it just won out for Michigan State and just making smart winning plays all night long, essentially. But before we do jump into the numbers for this one, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there. A little more Michigan State basketball content on the channel, so just make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. So we'll start with North Carolina, because you look at their main guys here, and Caleb Wilson, obviously their star freshman, he had 18 points in this one, 7 rebounds, 2 steals on the night. He was solid for them. 0 for 3 from 3 for him, which three-point shooting for them was kind of their Achilles heel in this one. And you look at Henry Weiser, a guy we talked about coming in, 13 points for them, 6 for 9 efficient shooting for him, 6 boards, was able to keep him off the glass for the most part. 6 okay, second on the team, tied for second on the team for them. Jonathan Powell off the bench had 7 rebounds to match Caleb Wilson as well, but Jared Stevenson, 7 points for them, 11 from Luka Bogdanovich. They only had 3 guys in double figures, and three-point shooting, as we said, was kind of their Achilles heel in this one. They're a decent shooting three-point shooting team. Coming in, we talked about how they were about 34%, which is where I would love Michigan State to be at. But on the night, North Carolina as a whole, 4 for 23 for 17%. And Michigan State was forcing quite a few tough shots on the night, and they got up a lot more. They got up 13 more threes than Michigan State did. And obviously that is a big reason, shooting 17%, whatever, that tough defense that Michigan State had. But also, we talked about North Carolina coming in, averaging more rebounds than Michigan State and being another tough, as we said, Kentucky was rebounding team. Michigan State, when you look at it like that, dominated on the glass. 37 rebounds for Michigan State compared to 30 for North Carolina in this one. Only 9 assists on the night as well. For UNC, they did have 5 steals, but they had 8 turnovers on the night, 2 blocks for them. And, as we said, this was just Michigan State defense all over the board for them. And as we flip over to Michigan State, off the bench, we didn't see a whole lot from Jesse McCullough, Jordan Scott. They both only played 2 minutes off the bench tonight. Kind of a different matchup for them. But then also, you look at Kurtang and Trey Fort. 21 minutes for Trey Fort starting, 13 minutes for Kurtang off the bench. And Kurtang had a few nice moments in this one. He had 6 points, 3 for 4 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. But he had a couple nice shots where he had a three-pointer, pump fake, got a couple dribbles in, then went up for the shot, mid-range shot. Then he had another one where he was coming across, and dribbling to his right, pull up for a shot as well in 2-point range for him. And he had 3 rebounds and an assist as well. And you look at Trey Fort for the 2 position as well. 3 points, 1 for 7 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. But he had 3 assists on the night and a steal. So doing stuff, off the ball, was obviously, his shot wasn't going in tonight. But we had other guys that were making shots as well. You look at Divine Ugochukwu, who had the big game on Tuesday. He only had 3 points in this one, 1 for 1 from 3, 1 for 2 from the field overall. But he had a rebound on the night. He had a block as well, and he kind of did like what we said. Didn't get many shots up, only got 2 shots up, but he, just kind of ran the offense when Jeremy was out. And Jeremy was, he wasn't in foul trouble like he kind of was on Tuesday, and Divine was able to just run this game. when Jeremy was off the floor. But then also we're seeing a lot more. He can play that 2 position, and we can play that 2 guard lineup with him and Jeremy Fears on the court as well. But then, the main guy off the bench, Cam Ward, in 16 minutes, 11 points, 4 for 7 from the field, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, which is also big for him as well. He only grabbed 2 rebounds on the night, which was kind of surprising. But to be honest, a lot of the rebounds were getting eaten up by that Michigan State starting lineup. And we move over to starting lineup. We already talked about Trey Fort, but Cohen Carr, 36 minutes in this one. He had 8 points, 4 for 10 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. Didn't get to the free throw line, which was kind of surprising, but 4 rebounds and a steal, a block on the night as well. Solid night for Cohen. Jackson Kohler, 32 minutes in this one, 10 points, 4 for 8 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3 overall, and then 11 rebounds. So another double-double for him, 2 assists and a block as well for him. And then Carson Cooper, cannot say enough about him. 30 minutes in this one, 14 points, 6 for 10 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds. He did have 4 turnovers, though, and a couple of them, I don't know if they were credited to him. Some of them weren't necessarily on him, but the 4 turnovers is kind of concerning from that, perspective. But, listen, what he's doing, and he's running a lot of their offense, too, how Michigan State runs a lot through their bigs at the top of the three-point line, at the top of the key, whatnot, dribble handoffs and whatnot, and, kind of switching directions of the floor. And he's doing a really good job of that. So, those things don't necessarily score up in the score sheet, but they're things that you see when you're watching the game. And Jeremy Fears, cannot say enough about him again. He is the identity of this team, and he is just growing more and more into that as we go through this season here. And 36 minutes for him, 19 points, which I believe, again, is a career high. 18 points he had a couple games ago was a career high. Now we have another one in 19. Just super efficient, too. 8 for 10 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3, but continue to sag off of him because he can't shoot. So please leave that in the scouting report, I guess. 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Still only 2 turnovers, which is fine for him as well. And like I said, he is just, to use an old Tom Izzo term that, haven't heard from him in a while, but he's the straw that stirs the drink for Michigan State. When he gets things going, the whole team starts rolling. And, just the way it's not even just how he runs the offense, runs the team, helps run the defense as well. For Michigan State, but it's just the vibes, it's the energy, it's everything that happens on the basketball court. He sets the tone for Michigan State, exactly what Tom Izzo wants in his point guard. And on the night, listen, a lot of this was on Michigan State's defense, but you look at their offense has improved throughout the year as well, because 52% from the field, 38% held North Carolina to 50% from 3 as well. And you only shot 10 threes, 5 for 10 from 3, where North Carolina shot 23, 4 for 23 for 17%. Didn't get to the line a lot, 7 for 9, which is solid, though, 78%, compared to 12 for 17 for 71% for North Carolina. You win the rebounding battle, 37-70. You were even on offensive boards, 12-12, but won the defensive, 25-18. 14 assists to 9, 2 steals to 5, 4 blocks to 2. Michigan State in that 8 to 12 range, 10 turnovers, 8 for North Carolina. And a lot of those turnovers were in the first half for both teams. Kind of tightened it up in the second half. And I heard them talk about that on the broadcast as well for North Carolina, that they turned it over a lot in the first half, usually second half cleaned it up. So we saw that kind of with both sides today. Overall, both teams had 7 points off turnovers as well, 11 fast break points compared to 16 for North Carolina. So that's something you can look at, clean up the fast break defense a little bit there. But points in the paint, another one that Michigan State absolutely dominated. And you saw that by only shooting 10 threes on the night. It was just continuing to get into the paint. 46 points in the paint compared to 34 for North Carolina overall. And, Michigan State, as we said, after this, they now move to 7-0 on the year, and you move into Big Ten play now on Tuesday with Iowa at home. Then you have the big one with Duke next Saturday again. And after this game, when you look at Bart Torvik, they moved up to 15 as of now. Their adjusted efficiency offense has also moved up from the 50s, high 40s. They are now at 37th overall, an adjusted efficiency offense, and then adjusted efficiency defense moved up from number 6 up to number 4. So as I said, this is going to be a top 5-10 defense in the country all year long. I believe that. And we're continuing to see that so far, especially in these big games against, your 4 big non-conference games. Talk about Arkansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, and then you got Duke to close that out next Saturday. And you look at the defense in across the board, it's just obviously very impressive what they've done overall, but that'll need to continue over this kind of 4-game stretch talked about in the preview. North Carolina, Iowa, Duke next week at home, then on the road at Penn State. Want to get out to a good start in the Big Ten, conference, like 2 games that you played before. But then you also want to finish out this 4-game, big non-conference stretch with Duke next Saturday. And hey, you look at it, it's obviously still a little early, still over a week away, but this game is now flipped. Duke had always been kind of favored by 1 point. After today, which Duke did win their game today as well here on Thursday, but the game's now flipped. Now Michigan State is favored by 1. So I'm hoping it's a really good game next Saturday in the Breslin Center. Should be an exciting one. But first things first, we got Iowa on Tuesday, and currently they're number 21 on Bart Torvik. So going to be no easy task on Tuesday. First Big Ten game, coming off this trip as well. So thankfully it's only in Florida. It's not like a West Coast thing or huge time difference or any time difference. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited to dive into that one. But anyway, listen, Michigan State 7-0 on the year. Incredible start. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.